I just wanted. I'm only gonna play what I just listened to. It has like 5 minutes of it. It's actually so hilarious, bro.
Gained a little during quarantine.
Unless you want to keep talking about it.
You didn't want to take a political stance, you know.
This is no political stance. You just asked me. I mean, that would be like some crazy.
That's that fucking bodybuilder guy, right?
Yeah, Bradley Martin.
You took this from. Well, you took this from a movie theater.
I took that from AMC movie theater.
Wait. I'm actually like, where did you just take it from the trash, or you just took it?
No, I took it from about a year or two ago when they premiered the Doctor Strange movie. I took it from the front. I said I was an employee.
And then you left it for this moment to give it to me.
I was waiting to use it on somebody. And then I thought, I'll give it to you, and then it's a nice gift.
It is nice. That's a good movie.
Nah.
I didn't watch it.
Really?
I just took the
I need to update this kind of setup a little bit. But it can't be too loud where it picks
well,
up.
hopefully
Thank you. That's
really nice. You can't have it. I have to return it.
Okay, shit.
Oh, this is a good one. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you let a Jew work out in your gym without paying if he claimed that the membership was promised to him by God 4,000 years ago?
Yo, you are fucking...
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, you're fucking funny. No, I mean, everyone pays.
What if it was
Dude,
promised?
that is fucking so funny.
God promised it to him. He said that it's yours and that they'll try to take it away from you, but he promised it to him according to the Jew, I guess.
So then you're talking like God promised him this years ago before the gym was ever open, that he would have a free or just anything free.
I guess, well, hypothetically in this story, if I'm just referencing it with other, just trying to make
other text,
just other experiences, I would imagine that maybe there was like a different gym opened there 4,000 years ago, and that he thinks now he gets a membership to yours too.
Yeah, I see. He'd probably just pay like anyone else.
What if he tried bombing you for that?
If you know, you know.
Crazy crime. Some acted, I don't even know, terror. I don't know.
Are you taking a political stance right now?
I'm saying that'd be insane if you tried to blow up the gym for a
Do you have any Jewish friends?
He just trapped his ass, dude. He just closed his ass. That is conversational warfare, bro. He was playing chess.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is what this guy does all the time.
It's her gym now.
Wait, she was born there?
In your gym, yeah.
Bro, but he has no idea what he's talking about.
I think she was born in
No.
No.
He was like, no, I guess I wouldn't. But
what if they bomb?
If he bombed your gym, then would you let him? I mean, God said he could. Promised to God 400 years ago. This is this land right here that it's on. This is like promised land, dude. Promise it, bro. Would you let him come in, dude?
Are you taking a political stance?
No. What are you talking about? No, this guy's actually a genius, bro.
No, he's actually so
smart
funny.
as shit, dude.
Bro, guess what? He's 17. With 1 million followers. And Bradley Martin on his pod right now.
Just because he's that much smarter.
Literally. And he gets famous people on his shit and does it to him all the time. His clips are actually jokes, bro.
What's crazy is the famous people probably don't even know. They're like, oh, I can go on this show and get famous? Oh, okay, cool. What's it about? It's shitty? Okay, cool.
And then, like, look at this. Look at this guy right here. Like, what is he doing there? Yeah. And then the first question he asked him was, because he's roided, like he's steroided out and shit. First question he asked him was like, can you take off your hat, please? It's literally the first thing he asked him. And was begging him to take out your hat. His next question was, if each patch of hair was worth 4.
Where did this guy come from, bro? Where did this kid come from?
Bro, this shit is so funny, bro. He said, if each patch of hair was worth 4, how much would you have? And fucking Bradley Martin answered, like, actually after thinking, 15. And then he begged him to...
multiple. That's nuts, bro. Not even 16, just 15.
No, this is the best pod ever, bro. This shit just came out. Let's see. Let's see how many views it got when it came out. This is literally already better than what we just watched.
Dude.
And I showed you a 10-second clip. 206K views 2 days ago. Dude.
I think she was born in poo culture.
It's not poo culture. What the fuck?
Once you have to replace your employees because you don't making any money from the gym.
It's not. It's zoo culture. She wasn't born there. But
Yeah.
I let Steiny work out there. I don't make him pay.
So it's true that you do let the Jewish pay for when you're.
No, not pay. I let one of my Jewish friends. Yeah, I let him not. He doesn't pay.
Do you ever see Jews at your gym doing nose workouts? I'm Jewish.
I know. But I thought you rescinded your Jewishism.
No way.
But what can I do? Every time I see a Jewish, they treat me like I'm another Jew. So
He's actually Jewish.
True.
Yeah, I still
Which
get,
makes it
I
even
get
funnier.
the hypothetical benefits of a lecture every time I meet another Jew.
Have you ever practiced?
You know BFP kosher, bro.
Nah. Oh, yeah. The rapper?
BLP kosher, yeah.
Yeah. I do know. Trying to interview Matan. I'm about to watch this shit. Trying to interview him is hilarious, bro. Let's watch one of his random clips right here.
Second flatter to welcome Mr. Rabbi.
Oh boy. How you doing, boss? Mr. Rabbi.
Why do you believe the earth is flat?
Earth is flat because the Torah says so.
So you believe the earth is flat mainly for religious reasons?
Correct.
You think that that's like a fair thing to go by? Just disregard all of science and history over that?
Correct.
Okay. When I was researching that specifically, it was actually a scientist. I forget his name.
Is that healthy? All right, so do you want to talk about gravity or what's going on?
Out of here.
Oh man, all right.
I can't take this serious. He comes in with a vape and a Dr. Pepper. He's not making any serious arguments. The second flatter to welcome Mr. Rabbi.
Nah, this dude's actually jokes. Matan, Evan, shout out you. No way this is his picture. This dude's a dog. No, he's actually a dog.
Dude, this guy gets so many bitches, bro.
Nah.
His conversational warfare is like level 11, bro.
You know I Swear Visa?
Mm-mm.
Look. You know I Swear Visa?
Mm-mm.
Let's see. Let's see which one's...
Why do you think the government treats pleasant and delightful felons like yourself unfairly by putting you in jail for owning guns?
That's not unfair. If I got a gun, I shouldn't have a gun.
You shouldn't?
No, I'm felons.
Felons shouldn't have guns.
I think I should be allowed to own a gun. And I got a lot to protect, so I should be able to protect myself, protect my family.
Why do you think the government treats
Oh
pleasant
no, he went
and
even
delightful...
farther in the next one. He was like, "Can we search you?" He literally asked. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't post that, bro. Oh, you know Ask Cliff?
I fucking love that guy.
Bro, no way he interviewed him.
Swear, we gotta watch the whole video.
You wanna watch the whole thing?
The whole real one, bro.
Alright, wait. The real one? Like the long form?
Yeah, the long form, bro. We gotta know what happened, dude. We gotta know what these two religious fanatics spoke about.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Cliff and Stuart Kneckley. Welcome in. You guys can come in now and just sit there. And for the co-host, we have Mike as usual. Welcome in, Mike.
Because no one's ever cooked.
Nice to meet you.
Good
to see you. Thanks,
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, he's always like really nice on pods.
He's always really nice, but also like, no, have you seen him like back in the day when he used to just preach?
Introduce
you know,
yourselves, tell everybody a little bit
Yeah,
about yourself.
like in the college.
No one could ever close him, bro. He closed everybody.
I'm
Really?
Cliff Kneckley.
I swear.
I grew up here in Connecticut, and it's been a privilege for 44 years to speak on university campuses around the country, and I'm the proud father of Stuart.
I'm the middle son and became a pastor with him in 2015. And then we started doing this together. He's been doing it since, 1980 on the beaches with
This is an insane link up right
shorts, hiked up to here, illegal in probably 49 states. But I tried just to follow his lead. He's an incredible mentor. He's got incredible gifts in this area, and it's so needed right now in a more secularized country, and so we really try and hit it off. I think we really grew during COVID because of the challenges we've tried to make to free speech, to a lot of those kind of categories that comes with liberalism, and so then we moved to the gospel. But that was really what lit us on fire. I think the desire for
this is relatable for me because my dad, I don't know if some of y'all know, used to be a Baptist pastor.
Awesome. So I mean, in case I'll give like also another quick overview. They're Christians, of course. They're he's a pastor or a priest. I'm not sure which one.
Senior pastor, assistant pastor. Yeah.
Okay, so they're those ones, and then they go to the college campuses, they debate, and then if you're wondering why the set looks a little bit different, it's actually because we came to Connecticut to interview with you guys. We're actually in their homes currently, in the back office, I believe.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll start asking the questions, and then I don't know if you want him to answer half of them or however you want to do it. You could just let him know and then answer it however you might like.
You bet.
Is it possible for God to make a mistake and accidentally send the wrong person to hell?
No, it's absolutely not possible for God to make a mistake because God is all-knowing, God is fair and just, God is loving and compassionate. But it's a very good question you ask, because Abraham in the Old Testament in Genesis chapter 18 struggled with, God, are you going to judge the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah if they're 50 righteous people? I mean, come on, you can't do that. And he worked his way all the way down to 10, and God said, no, if they're 20 righteous people, I will not judge it. If they're 15, I won't. And if they're 10, I won't. It's interesting that Abraham didn't go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But when he hit the number 10, all of a sudden Abraham was convinced and secure. God is just. He's not going to rip anybody off.
So it's not possible for him to make a mistake, but is it according to the Bible and the Old Testament?
Did that explanation make sense to you?
His reasoning made sense.
I kind of got lost.
So
the reasoning was true, but the Abraham story was like...
What he was saying was like, in the Bible, if everything in the Bible is true, right?
Yeah.
It's proven that if you ask God to judge 100 people and 10 of them are holy, then he won't judge the entire group.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what he found out, essentially.
So like, let's say like me and you were the pure ones, right? Mm-hmm. And then so Ryan's cooked, right?
Right.
But let's say we're the pure ones, like we're the righteous ones. Yeah. Ryan would be saved too.
No, he just, like if God, because back in the Old Testament, God used to just straight, like burn people, set them alive, electrocute them, flood the earth and shit.
Sorry.
So this is, either way it's irrelevant because it's Old Testament. So which is before the crucifixion happened, right?
Yeah.
So everything before and after the crucifixion is different, bro. But before the crucifixion, God used to actually like beat the shit out of humans, bro.
Yeah.
For not being holy. So basically, Abraham, he went to him and he said, that city over there, you know, it's full of unrighteous people. Why don't you judge them? And God's like, because there's holy people there. So Abraham's like, well, what if there was this many? He goes all the way down to 10. Like, what if there was 10 people in the city that were righteous and the whole rest was not? Would you come fuck up that city? And God was like, no. And Abraham was like, okay.
Interesting.
And so that somehow proves that God can't make a mistake.
So Ryan would be
green. He'd go to hell, but he wouldn't get judged, you feel me? While he was alive.
Oh, like...
Yeah.
You know what I think? My personal belief? I don't know. I don't subscribe to heaven or hell after death. I have a belief that you can bring heaven or hell on earth. So, if you're unhealthy, you're not working on yourself, you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, and you're depressed, you're gambling, gambling is fine.
Is it really?
Nah.
Once in a while.
In moderation.
Everything's in moderation.
Yeah, in moderation. But no, if you're like just down bad, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're sinning so often, you're literally living hell on earth. But when you're locked in, you know what I'm saying, you're meditating, you're sleeping good, have good relationships with women, have good relationships with people, and you're an honest guy, you tend to be happier and you tend to be living on heaven on earth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my belief about it.
It's definitely something I've always struggled with, man. Like, I never know, like, for me, bro, even if heaven was real, if you read the Bible, this is what heaven's going to be. It's everyone, like, dick riding God forever. And, like, I don't want to do that forever. But I don't want to go to hell either. So it's like, what? So we're, like, so if I'm not going to dick ride you for eternity, you're going to, like, just bury me for eternity? Like, okay, asshole. And I should dick ride you because you're better than me? Because you made me worse than you? Like, you created me a little less powerful than you? just so I could come dick ride you or burn. Like, bro, I'm not gonna. At that point, I'm not gonna dick ride you. I'm gonna go burn.
Bro, but if you go back to like the ancient texts, they were saying that we were created to actually be slaves, which goes back to the Old Testament, being like serve your master in Deuteronomy. They're like there was like pro. So that's why slave masters could defend slavery with the Bible, because
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day,
Fuck.
because apparently, again, according to the ancient texts, not according to the Bible, we were born from like these gods, like we're made from gods, so that we could do the labor that they did not want to do.
Bro, are we AI?
Yeah, like that goes back to like simulation.
Fuck,
That
bro.
goes back to like simulation theory. So like simulation theory was like God created this simulation, but then I don't really believe that though. I believe some crazy shit, bro. So,
Even if it was true, it still wouldn't be worth it to believe it.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't. There's more to life than
No,
just.
no, no. What if that's just to trick us out of believing in it, bro?
No, listen. Just listen.
There's a whole South Park episode about this.
Really?
Yeah, one of the characters stops existing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, what I think is that we're actually gods at a certain point, and then we decided to come back, which is the reason why we are, and then we're just living like I actually think we're gods of this world, which is contrary to what the Bible thinks. Because think about this: we are the highest consciousness, the highest aware of the situation that we're living on Earth, so much so that we take over the animals. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we're technically the highest form of being on Earth, right? Which is cool. And then that's what goes back to like you can call. That's why I kind of call myself a god in a sense of the world. I'm not saying I'm the God that created the world, but what if we were born? If you're God, you know everything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know everything. You're chilling. You're eternal. Whatever it is, you're eternal. So that means you're forever. Wouldn't you get bored?
I would, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Wouldn't you get bored?
It's like going camping.
Okay.
Camping, bro, you just limit your tools and your fucking abilities and just chill there for like a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Just to give yourself something to do, something challenging, and to just literally get closer to the earth. Or we could just be...
And what is the earth? I think the world and God is like the same thing. And then so we come back. Yes, there is evil in the world, but it's all part of God's plan. I think the evil is actually makes life interesting. Because think about this, like the evil surrounds the world the most. There's the most evil when you open your phone up. The elites, they run the world. But the good guy always wins with positivity. So it's like a really fun video game. That we decided to just spawn into.
Swear.
Because we're just bored.
It's like the yin and yang, bro. If there wasn't like bad shit going on, like there wouldn't be any good shit either. It'd be all the same, bro. That's why I like don't want to believe in God. And since all religion is faith based, bro, like I'm never gonna end up religious because like if I don't want to believe it, I'm not going to, bro.
And the thing is, I'm not against you at all. I believe in God in the sense of there's a creator, like we were created. But I don't subscribe to a certain religion.
Facts.
So what I would say is, I believe in God and I believe in positivity is what my belief is. Positivity and love, right? Because it's really hard to sell the crucifixion of Jesus if you don't believe in Jesus.
Right.
You're gonna go to hell, brother. So all the Muslims, I literally talked to pastors and I asked them. So Muslims that don't believe in Jesus Christ, but they live righteous lives and they're, you know what I'm saying, they're faithful, they're good guys, they're going to go to hell. And pastors literally, every time, yeah.
Yeah, bro, there's no soliciting out here, dude.
No, like, dead ass. Literally say.
I don't allow new ideas into my life. That's what they say, bro. They're like, I'm not allowing new ideas into my life, bro. Like, your idea's wrong. I'm not gonna even go.
And what I'm saying is that, like, really ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Is that, because then there's also, like, good people that just do positive, they do good things. But just because they don't believe in the resurrection of Christ, that they're going to hell for eternity, makes zero sense to me. Again, I believe Jesus. I love Jesus. I think Jesus is somebody to look for. I think Jesus is not like I think he's somebody to model.
It's a good symbol.
You see what I'm saying? It's somebody that what's the definition of love? Sacrificing yourself for other people, and that's really what Jesus was saying. I love Jesus, by the way, to clear that out. But I don't think if you don't believe in the resurrection that you go to hell. That just Jesus would not. That's not Jesus type of vibe right there.
Swear.
You see what I'm saying? Jesus is not going to be like. It just doesn't make sense to me because, Bro, what happened before we were born? I think the experience was to be in the present. You guys are focused too much on the past. And you guys are focused so much on a past belief where if you don't believe in that past belief, you will no longer have a future. But life is truly about being in the present moment. Again, that's if you're truly tapping into this God complex that I'm talking about. This wisdom is just flowing out of me. Why? Because I truly believe I'm in the present, first of all. And these are just conceptual thoughts that are logical and spiritual. But positivity is something you can subscribe to for sure.
Positivity, there's no downsides. And it'll still make you live a life that is like what God would want you to live, either way. You're just doing a good job of being a human at that point. Like, what creator's not going to be happy with that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, just positivity, show people love, be honest. Just good morals, good values is something you can subscribe to. And you're probably going to change somebody's lives by effective psychology and the thing of positivity more than, bro, just believe in Jesus Christ and trust you'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? You still have to give some more.
You better believe what I'm saying or you're going to burn. Like, really? Really? Is that how it works? Because the book said so, and it's true because the guy is real, and the guy said so, and the guy is real, and the guy said so because the book said so.
Yeah. But I definitely believe in a God complex and a God being, being one with God and understanding that God is the creator. Because how we're so designed, the fact that we're speaking right now,
Swear.
and the fact that we have eyes to see, the way our body is designed, there's a molder. And it's just obvious to see that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But then I don't think that God is saying, oh, you're going to burn to hell. I don't think he has a hell for people, to be honest. No.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You gotta read Revelations to learn about all that shit.
Bro, yeah, I don't subscribe to that shit, dude. But we can keep talking for hours and hours, but...
Possible for him to
we
play
gotta
a joke
we gotta
maybe
react
and
to
then
this
send the wrong
shit.
person.
No, but keep positive. That was a W clip. That was so many clips right there, dude. I'm like,
Swear.
that was actually a W segment. If you listened and heard us out, gives you something to think about.
Into hell is a little game he's playing for himself or no?
We don't get that anywhere in the Bible, especially in the New Testament. Luke chapter 16, you have the rich man in hell based off his own volition.
Send the wrong person.
Anybody off.
So it's not possible for him to make a mistake, but is it according to the Bible and the Old Testament? Is it possible for him to play a joke maybe and then send the wrong person to hell as a little game he's playing for himself or no?
We don't get that anywhere in the Bible, especially in the New Testament. Luke chapter 16, you have the
So
rich
right
man in hell.
This guy just asked about the Old Testament, and he responded by talking about the New Testament.
Yeah, they dismissed the Old Testament a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Like,
interesting.
it's the old one. It's because like the rules from the Old Testament don't apply back to the crucifixion, but
Yeah, so the program didn't really make sense.
it didn't make sense in the past.
It didn't make sense in the past. So
Makes sense now.
that's kind of why we're kind of out here.
Yeah.
Because the New Testament just dropped. So I think we should,
Based off his own volition. His
Okay.
own desire to be there because he's worshiping his wealth.
Okay, I need to take a piss, gang.
It's all good, bro.
Oh, shit.
That's a Danny G beat.
Bro, I know what I'm going to name this video. 2 pastors and a comedian. Who wins? Is that a W?
And that's fire. 2 pastors v 1 comedian.
He does say that he is hot. There is some level of deterioration. He doesn't like it, and yet he never asks to get out. So I don't think there's anywhere in Scripture where it seems like God messed up or that God is playing a dirty little trick. I think the closest you come is in Job, when the devil is going back and forth with
That's
God.
my favorite story from the Bible.
Is it really?
I like it a lot, yeah. I think that, so, it's not talked about, but it is hypothetically possible that he could do it as a little joke.
Well, if you think it's hypothetically possible to make a square circle, I would disagree.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible to make a square circle. And I don't think it's possible for a God who is totally good, who is holy, as the Torah, the Old Testament points out, to make a joke and accidentally or intentionally send anybody to hell. Because hell is separation from God. And God loves us.
Couldn't you say that since he is the all-knowing, that maybe it was the right decision because his joke was the good decision to make in that scenario?
Well, God has a sense of humor. There's no question about it.
What the
Well, maybe he did it, but he knows better than you, bro. 'cause he's all-knowing.
Wait a second. That's actually bro. That level of IQ right there that's an insane
To
question.
make a joke and accidentally or intentionally send anybody to hell. Because hell is separation from God. And God loves us.
Couldn't you say that since he is the all-knowing, that maybe it was the right decision because his joke was the good decision to make in that scenario?
Well, God has a sense of humor. There's no question about it. Just like
Right.
He made me, so He obviously has a sense of humor.
Right.
But no, He doesn't. He doesn't play frivolous games with people's lives. He doesn't trivialize anybody.
He doesn't play jokes that heavy. He keeps it to like a limit.
That don't denigrate people. He
Well,
does
the
not denigrate.
Greek gods did. The pagan gods played those kind of jokes, right? And so a lot of those were bred out of, for
Like the
example, Zeus played that kind of joke. If you messed up,
Kratos.
then the gods would condemn you. There was nothing in early Greek literature that showed a consistency of goodness and power matched with that goodness of the gods. It was only in the Bible that we started to see that.
And why do you think that in those the Greek ones you have like Kratos, the son of Zeus, he ends up getting killed by Kratos, and you know it's like a whole family war. Kratos ends up destroying all of Greece. What do you think about all that?
Sounds like human beings. Sounds like gods were created in the image of human beings. And the Bible says the opposite is true. Human beings are created in the image of God. Now that image has been horribly defaced.
Right.
But that's one of the basic differences between the pagan religions and Judaism and Christianity, which insists God is this way and God has created us to reflect His character.
So you're saying that the actual morals and the ethics is more so why you would want to become a Christian and not somebody who idolizes Zeus or Kratos or Loki or nothing like that?
No, not at all. I would tell you, you could follow Oprah Winfrey, you could follow Eckhart Tolle, you could follow Krishna. Anybody, they all teach great ethics in different kinds of ways. Yes, Jesus taught the Sermon on the Mount, which many different Harvard professors, specifically Robert Coles, said that all other ethical teachings are simply footnotes to the Sermon on the Mount. So yes, precise, incredible teachings, but no, we would say we're Christian because you come to Jesus Christ, you view Him as a reliable character, spoke perfectly, lived perfectly, and then rose from the dead. That's why we would come to Christ.
So you view the Greek stories and other religions like that, like the one...
If you were perfect off rip, what's the point of like living?
Well, the point of living for him was to like absorb all the sin. So like it took one perfect life to absorb all the sin, and it took the Son of God turned into a human to do that, which is all based on human eyewitness accounts of something another human did.
Yeah, but wouldn't you you wouldn't be perfect at that point because you were so damaged by your environment, and you can't be all perfect, absorb all the sin, and then not feel fucked up off of it. You see what I'm saying?
Swear.
Because like you are your environment. So like again, I'm just saying like just another logic fail, just me thinking. You are your environment as a human being. So if you're 100% human, 100% God, but you're again, which I think we kind of are, with the consciousness. Because again, I think we are supposed to be like Jesus, but in the sense of like Jesus being completely perfect, how can He be completely perfect? Just talk perfectly too, but he was a W salesman from the age of 1, I guess. And then, but not be affected by your environment, because that's a human thing.
Yeah.
And then it's a human thing to replicate. It's a human thing to like hurt people.
Yeah.
But again, you learn this from going through the shit. So what I'm saying make sense?
Yeah, like how did we really live as a really As a human,
as a perfect human. Now, how does he live?
Without absorbing all the pain that he goes through.
And then if he didn't absorb it,
He wasn't really human.
and if you see what I'm saying, the whole point of being
if he did absorb it, he would have shown, and then he wouldn't have been God. So,
and the whole point of being a human is to learn.
mm-hmm.
Is to observe the negativity, reflect on it, and then learn from it, and then so you know not to do it. It's like touching a hot stove. You touch the hot stove, you get burnt, and then you don't do it again. That's the whole point we're here for. But another point is the reason I joined solar sales is because I wanted to speak better. I get knocked out, I get fucking destroyed out the doors, but guess what? I'm going back because I learned something. I learned how to speak better. I learned how to communicate. And that's the whole point of life. The trial and the growth. But
with the Vikings as more as lessons in life and not directly as actual religion.
Mythology.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not written as nonfiction, those stories.
Yeah.
The Gospels themselves are written as nonfiction.
And do you think it would be disrespectful for like how the Marvel movies do it, where they do Thor as like a fictional character, or you think that's not disrespectful?
No, I think even Harry Potter, a lot of Christians would say don't read Harry Potter because of the bad, dark magic in it. I would say even Harry Potter and Thor, all of those narratives, stories, and movies are backing up the Christian faith, the evidence of it, because there's always a dark character, a villain. There's always a good character. There's always sacrifice, like Jesus Christ on the cross. And then there's always a desire for eternal life. And so all of these different narratives are pointing to the evidence for the Christian story.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Let me ask another one. What do you think should be the punishment for members of the LGBTQ? And then on a separate note, should I be allowed to personally sue them individually?
Well, I think that every member of the human race, be they LGBTQ or not, has innate value because we all are created in the image of God, in the likeness of God.
Right.
So to denigrate
Shout
anybody
out the Masons
because of
right
some choice they make or because of some lifestyle they embrace is wrong.
So no punishment.
there. Bro, they got it right there, bro.
Well, I'm not the judge. God is the judge, and God will judge all of us.
But should a judge, like legally, should they, if there's a guy who committing gay acts, what do you think? Should he be allowed to do it legally or no?
That's a very difficult question because the question is, in a democracy, who's going to decide what the laws are? And obviously, so far, we've tried to say people, the majority, legislate. And they elect people and they legislate. So hopefully, it's a reflection of the majority.
So you believe in separation between church and state?
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. How would somebody be judged according to Christianity if they had never heard of it? And do you have any side hustles?
I do not know how God will judge those who've never heard about.
How would somebody be judged according to Christianity if they had never heard of it? And do you have any side hustles?
I do not know.
Nah, there's no.
I'm actually hyped to hear.
This is basically what we're talking about. Like, if you don't believe in Jesus, you go to hell.
Yeah.
So this is basically what he's asking that question, but a little bit
If you
differently.
never found out about it.
God will judge those who've never heard about Christ because Christ never addressed the issue.
Oh, he never spoke about it?
Nope, never did.
Did he ever speak about like, or not him, but do you have any like side hustles?
Side what?
What
Side hustles?
What does that mean, side hustles?
Like different ways to make money on the side, you know, like trading stocks or, you know, selling hot dogs. Like Times
along with
Square.
what we do?
Yeah, it's completely separate from your main job. Do you have any separate ways of making money?
Oh, off of like social media?
No, just anything. It could be whatever you want.
No, we don't.
Well, we're paid salaries by the church that we're
Yeah,
pastors.
He said
Oh, no,
outside
like
of that.
side hustles.
Yeah,
Completely
side.
separate from your main job.
No, we don't have that. And for 44 years, I've heard from university students about all the hypocritical televangelists and ministers who tell people about God and then rip their cash off. And if you read the Gospels, you'll notice in John chapter 2 how Jesus walked into the temple, took a whip of cords, and turned over the money changers' tables and drove them out. And he said, this is to be a house of prayer, not a house of making money.
So you're against like the guys who go on TV and are selling jewelry to like old people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't take kindly to that.
There's a lot of that on social media, obviously.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of guys make fan accounts off of our stuff.
Oh, really?
And you just go to the end of a video and they're selling jewelry based off of our stuff. Now, I'm not a big fan of that either, but if it's going to a good cause and it's done
W side
legally,
hustle.
I don't have a huge issue. The bigger issue is this big politician who
No,
you know
you
pretty
know
well,
what?
I think.
They're
He
definitely
said-
running that shit. Swear to God, they're running that shit, bro.
They're clipping their own shit, dropping the jewelry.
Dropping the jewelry, bro. They have to be.
So selling a Christian product is L.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. So what if like it was just a bracelet that said "I love Jesus"?
No, it depends because
Yeah, and the jewelry said "I love Jesus" on the cross. There's a cross pendant.
if you make it because your reason is really you want to spread the message, then good.
Oh,
But if your message is to try and use Christianity as a marketing scheme, then it's not very Christian. But it could still work.
but it's just not because God knows your heart.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a big fan of that either. But if it's going to a good cause and it's done legally, I don't have a huge issue. The bigger issue is
Like
this
them
big
lying about
politician
it?
who you know pretty
If
well.
they're doing it and they're lying about
He
it.
said one of the main reasons why he can't believe in Christianity is because of the pastors flying around the $94 million jets. See, I would think that
Who
that's
said that?
actually... I probably can't reveal his name right now.
Okay.
But I think that's even more reason to believe in Christianity, to
Right.
believe in Christ himself. Well, now, why do I say that? It sounds crazy.
Because the Christians have such a nice plane.
No. I don't think you should be investing that level of money. I'm not going to judge, but I'm just saying, Matan, I'm saying that Jesus talked about hypocrisy just as much as any other teaching.
Right.
And so he said there would be these religious hypocrites. So if I am buttering my bread with a knife, I could abuse that butter knife and stick it in you, or I could use it for what it was made for.
Okay,
And
I
so
understand.
Jesus says, you're a human created in the image of God. Live
Right.
consistently with what I teach you, giving away in order to gain a good life, rather than I'm going to dump $94 million on myself. So he calls them out.
What he just described is called the law of polarity. There's a negative and a positive. There is a cold. There's a hot. There is a positive and negative in every situation or every use. I can write with this pencil or stick it down his eye socket. Law of polarity. But you can do that with every situation in life. My boy and I were just talking about it, but let's say we do door-to-door sales, so we do solar. And let's say that we go to a door and they scream at us, right? We can use that as we just got cooked and then we go to the next door sad. Or we could be like, you know what? Next door is going to hit and we get to laughing, we get to cracking jokes, and then we talk about what we could do better. So using it to reflect on how to be better or using it to get sad. So you can literally use the law of polarity for every negative situation in your life.
Let me ask you this. So if I were to ever convert to Christianity, do you think that would impose any restrictions on my side hustles, like crypto scams, or no?
That's a good question.
All right, when you put your faith in Christ, you understand I'm going to heaven not because of my lifestyle, not because of my ethical behavior. I'm going to heaven because of what Christ did for me on the cross. That's grace. It's a generous gift that God offers us when we put our faith in Christ.
Right.
But if that faith is genuine, it will be shown in not lying, not deceiving, not cheating.
What if I understand that doing the crypto scams is technically wrong? I just wanted the money.
Well, that's sad. That's an example of greed.
So that's not allowed.
It's not encouraged at all. It's not called for. No, Christ calls us to be generous, not to be greedy.
And you would say that let's say I converted to Christianity, what if I'm still doing it, but the only people I'm scamming somehow I'm able to make sure it's just other Jewish people and Buddhists?
Don't treat Jews and Buddhists that way. Treat Jews and Buddhists with integrity, with honesty.
Okay.
They're human beings created in the image of God.
I understand. Between Logan Paul and George Janko, if you had to pick, who would you choose to have eliminated?
Neither. We don't eliminate people. As followers of Christ, we don't eliminate. Instead, if someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to them the other also. So Jesus taught incredible compassion, and Jesus said, you've heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemies, but I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. So eliminating people is not an option for a follower of Christ.
If you get shot again.
That's what the Bible says. Theoretically, you would want to die faster, so you get to God. You'd be like, go ahead, kill me.
No, there is. I know I just made a joke, but there is some truth to that. When you turn the other cheek, you are ultimately encouraging positivity in the environment. When you get shot, it's kind of extreme. That's when this can turn into a joke. But let's say, for example, Yeah, I have a manager at my job. Like, he just makes fun of me all the time. Like, calls me out. Yeah. And when he, like, calls me out and, like, you know what I'm saying, gets mad at me in front of everybody, by the way, in front of the whole team, by the way. Yeah.
Specifically, multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. I could badmouth him back, but instead, I usually turn the other cheek just to increase the vibrations of the room and not necessarily to
ruin every meeting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ruin meeting, just increase people's vibrations, make people happier. I'll take the beating, but then I'll say a joke right after and then keep smiling. Because even at the end, I'm always smiling at the end.
Right.
Like, I just think it's funny because I'm not going to destroy the environment or the culture of my job. So that's a good example where you should turn the cheek. Like, somebody's just picking at you, just be like, you know what? I love you, brother. You have a good day. Bro, I actually have a story. A little story time. I said it, what's it called? In one of my other videos where I did videos like this. Dude, I got fucking, I went to this party, blicked up. I got blicked on me, bro. In my face.
Swear.
Yeah. And you know what I told him?
Huh.
I said, peace and love, brother. And you know what he said?
Huh.
Peace and love, bro. My fault. Swear. And it was this past summer.
It works, bro.
Bro, it works. So peace and love works. Turn the other cheek works. But once you get shot, you need to shoot back. Nah. Like, once you're in a fight, you need to fight back. Just in the basics of survival. Once it gets physical, you need to protect yourself and your family. Your life is worth living. So it's just a fine line. In certain situations, if you can decrease it with positivity, then you can.
Theoretically, if you don't fight back, right, you're choosing to die.
Yeah.
And so then either way, you're taking a human life. Because by allowing yourself to die, you're basically giving your life up, dude.
No, that's a fantastic point. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. And but again, there's some times where you can turn the other cheek and choose peace and love instead of arguing back. It's not worth it sometimes.
Canceling people is not an option. We hold people responsible for what they do and say.
Okay.
Always fight back though. Like, if you're getting bullied at school, like, punch him back though, for sure.
Stand up for yourself.
Stand up for yourself, for sure.
But
We don't
peace and
eliminate
love primarily.
So, buddy,
Peace
like
and love.
Logan Paul for say,
Don't ever start shit. Peace and love.
Exactly. Start
Came
don't
to your
start
house
shit, but finish it.
and
We're starting shit tomorrow at the appointment though. I'm gonna blow this shit.
It's not gonna get physical though. It's just a little banter.
Nah. No, actually, bro, tomorrow's gonna be so fun. He's gonna ask about that. He's gonna call me at 7 in the morning when he's at the gym.
He's gonna be running with the AirPod in his Apple Watch.
Did you actually set that bill? There's no way. This is sad.
he just
Bro,
started
actually
trying to
get dinner tomorrow. Bro, can you actually, like, pitch him for sale?
Alright,
Yeah,
sure.
alright, bet.
I'll hype. I'll be like, he did most of the work for my last bill. I was technically the first one that knocked it. So
No, and then for yours, and then what's it called? And then encourage the one I did at 11:30.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like either way, like, so what if it's his mom, dude? He still set an appointment. He still went out and found the only bill he could. It shows the dedication.
Yeah. Alright, bet.
fight everybody
2v1.
here. What, you wouldn't like fight him back or nothing?
And then guess what? Me, you, Ishmael, dinner. Think about the vibes.
Too crispy, bro.
Oh, I would seek to have him arrested. If anybody walks into my house and starts whooping up on my family, I'm not just going to stand there and say,
But you wouldn't physically fight him back.
oh, I
Like fight him back or nothing?
do and say,
Okay.
but we don't eliminate him.
So, buddy, if like Logan Paul for say came to your house and he just started trying to fight everybody here, what, you wouldn't like fight him back or nothing?
Oh, I would seek to have him arrested. If anybody walks into my house and starts whooping up on my family, I'm not just going to stand there and say,
But you wouldn't physically fight him back.
oh, I would physically try and stop him.
You'd restrain him.
He's much stronger than I am, so I'd get whooped up big time, but
But that would be your attempt. You wouldn't like try to knock him out and then, you know, give him a few like extra necessary like punches when he's out. You would like, if you knocked him out per se, you would leave it there.
yes, correct.
Okay.
It's like this policeman recently asked me, he said, is it okay under God's eyes for me to be a police officer
Yeah.
in what I do to criminals? And I said, yes, you should be tackling a criminal who has just stolen from an old lady, and yet it's how you treat the criminal when he's in the back of your cop car. That's when your Christian witness comes out. That's the decision time. But if you're going to allow a criminal to mug or steal from an old lady and just get away with it without tackling him, no, that's not consistent with the Christian faith.
No, I understand. I was speaking to a police officer recently, but the experience was different. He was telling me that if, like, I don't know how to say, I don't know what he would and wouldn't want me to say, but he was telling me that if I got 50% and he got 50%, then nobody has to know about it.
Yeah, that's called bribing.
That was his offer.
Yeah, and that's sad. And there are corrupt cops, just as there are corrupt ministers, just as there are corrupt priests. But remember, just because they're corrupt cops doesn't mean they're not.
I would have kept going harder on the point of, so you would just knock him out? Because this is the thing, first of all, he won't be able to knock him out. Logan Paul's big ass, 25 at least pound ass, is coming here and beating on your mom. And then you're...
Blake's up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you going to allow that? Because he's obviously not going to knock out Logan Paul. He's going to try. And then...
Him and his son are both going to be like, hey, man.
Yeah. No, they're going to turn the other cheek.
They're going to just get their ass beat.
I don't know. I don't get it. Because if I'm in their situation, if I'm Cliff, I'm an old man. He probably has a daughter. Logan Paul is probably about to rape my daughter. Oh, wait. Probably shouldn't say that on YouTube. Grape. The daughter. Why would you allow that? Like, why would you literally... You literally can't do anything. You would have to shoot him at that point if you're Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'll probably try to fight. But then I don't know if Logan is blicked up or not. And he's in my house.
Imagine he got security with him, too.
That's what I'm saying. And he's in my house. What am I going to do? Try to knock him out once? Let him sleep cold until the police come?
I'm going to call 911 and just hope they get here in time.
While your daughter is literally getting assaulted right in front of you? Me personally, I don't know if I could do that, bro.
I'm up in pole, bro.
I'm going to have to.
Nina coming out, bro.
I'm going to have to shoot him, bro. But I don't know if I would ask Cliff that question. Would you shoot Logan Paul if your daughter's getting assaulted right in front of you?
Yeah.
I wonder who he would say to that.
Honest, good cops. And just because they're corrupt ministers and corrupt priests says nothing about Jesus. In fact, it says nothing about the good ministers. It says a lot about those corrupt ministers.
Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I have to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Prize Your Cash. And Prize Picks now offers Venmo as a quick and easy way of receiving yards and Patrick yards. Download the Prize Picks app or lineup. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's episode. Prize Picks, run your game. The thing that bothers you a lot is probably the Christian...
Promoting gambling? Is it side hustle? He's promoting gambling on a Christian pod. This dude's actually... Think about how funny that is, bro.
This dude's so lost, bro.
Bro, oh my goodness, dude. And he literally asked a question about side hustles after asking a crazy...
He should have put it right then, bro.
And the preachers.
So
Speaking of side hustles, today's episode is sponsored by...
Bro, that's actually jokes.
Faith is like a shield to do things that are wrong, but unlike the other people who aren't, they're trying to hide behind it.
Hypocrisy is lying about myself. It's pretending to be someone I am not. It's a game, and it's a very sad game because it moves us out of authenticity into playing mind games with people, trying to paint an image of myself.
What about Minecraft?
Pardon?
Minecraft?
What's Minecraft?
It's a video game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You play it often.
Oh, you're right. I have not played video games, so I'm not familiar.
You never played Minecraft?
No, I never have.
I was gonna say because the compound, like your house here, it looks very similar. There's like a horse. It's very similar.
Yeah.
But you don't play it.
No, I don't.
What's the draw with Minecraft? Why do people play it?
I don't play too many video games, but it's I imagine that if there's like a guy, you know, just I'll pick a random guy, just like a random Latino guy, you know, living in LA. Maybe he might want to live on somewhere like this, so he gets to live that out through Minecraft. And then personally, I don't play it, but I do not as much as like the crypto stuff, but I run a couple of like online servers where like little kids play the game with each other, and then if they want, they can take the credit card and, you know, invest some money into gambling or something like that.
See, this is one of the reasons why we believe in God.
Wait, listen to what he just said.
The game with each other, play it, but I do not as much as like the crypto stuff, but I run a couple of like online servers where like little kids play the game with each other, and then if they want, they can take the credit card and, you know, invest some money into gambling or something like that.
See, this is one of the reasons why we believe in God. Because we believe those kinds of kids are seeking after a transcendent source through the video game. because they're trying to escape reality, whether that be suffering or anything like it. And we have a draw to some type of transcendent source no matter what. That's why psychedelics are in play. That's why in New York City, where you're
Are
going
you
next.
against psychedelics?
It's a tough question.
Okay.
Partly yes, partly no. But when it comes to in New York City, you're going to next. There's something called apocalyptic hookup culture, which is I want some type of connection to this transcendent source, call it God or something, that I'm trying to get through human beings by having sex with as many people as possible. But all these sociologists and psychologists are saying that's tremendously bad for people, just like those who are obsessed with Minecraft. So what do you
think about that take?
I think comparing being obsessed with sleeping with as many people as possible to reach some type of new mental plane to saying it's the same thing as playing Minecraft is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I see where he's going. I see it. And I do believe that we're trying to reach like higher consciousness.
Right.
And we are trying to get to a godlike consciousness.
But I think there's also other reasons you could hop on Minecraft.
Yeah.
You could just hop on for fun or because your friend's on.
Or the gambling sites that the little kids go to.
Or the gambling sites afterwards.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think it is, now that you say it is a pretty big drag. I think at the same time I understand where he's going with it, but
yeah,
it's an interesting take right there.
What are you trying to get at through these games and through these people that is what we would consider connected beyond?
How did he draw that out by asking about Minecraft?
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I kind of see where you went with it, which was like very deep.
But do you think he knew that he was going to answer like that?
No. So we're gonna see what he's gonna say.
He just got lucky by saying Minecraft. Cause I had that guy say something about fucking higher consciousness and people wanting to do apocalypse hookup culture, bro. Like that's a crazy thing to draw out of him just by saying do you play Minecraft.
That is actually.
It's like he knew it in advance, bro.
Oh, like so you're giving credit to the comedian for drawing that out.
He low-key, like how did he get him to say all that? Like did he know to say Minecraft, bro?
No, what it is when you're really locked in the flow state and really locked into I think he's just super locked where he's flowing and according to the law of attraction, you're going to get what you want out of anything, right? So in a sense of he's so locked in and wherever he is saying just worked itself out. So in that moment, what he was actually doing when he said Minecraft was just trying to be funny.
Right.
But then he got a really deep answer from it.
The universe rewarded him.
Yeah, so what do you think about people playing Minecraft? Well, that's kind of actually why we believe in God. Because people are trying to reach God through Minecraft, is what he's saying.
I swear.
But, yeah, it's interesting.
And just this world and a transcendent source, wanting meaning, wanting purpose, wanting beauty, wanting love. That as an atheist, you can't get that because that's immaterial.
I think I agree. I think that I don't know what the percentages would be, but I would categorize it that probably some people playing a lot of video games either do it because they have free time, they're just trying to relax, and then some of them also I would agree that they're playing it to kind of live a different life. Is somebody more likely to go to heaven if they win in gambling?
Is someone more likely to go to heaven if they win at gambling?
Yeah, so if they go to Vegas, like MGM, Grand, and they play the slot, they play blackjack, are they more likely to make it to heaven if they get 21?
Good question. No, gambling is not good. Why? Because gambling trivializes money.
Good question.
Okay.
Gambling is basically saying money's cheap, and I can play a silly game with it and maybe make more, maybe lose more.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Me and my boy, we were upstairs. Bro, as soon as I woke up, he looks at me because me and him were both going through like a bad gambling scene. It was actually in December. And he went up to me, he was like, red or black? Right? And then next thing you know, we're just on breakfast, like when we're eating breakfast, he's just gambling the entire time. Roulette, eat, right? And he never gambles either. It was just like, he's in Michigan right now, so he can't gamble on FanDuel. And then midway through his gambling, he was about to like put up $100. So he was down 100. Or no, he was down 50. And he's about to do this $100 bet. And then he's like, I was like, is gambling good? And then we literally watched this clip. This exact clip right here with Cliff answering this question and giving this response.
Why? Because gambling,
Play the slot, they play blackjack.
Yeah.
Are they more likely to make it to heaven if they get 21?
good question. No, gambling is not good. Why? Because gambling trivializes money.
Okay.
Gambling is basically saying money's cheap, and I can play a silly game with it and maybe make more, maybe lose more. And God says, no, money is good, it's valuable, because it represents the work that you've done or the work that somebody else has done. So don't cheapen it by gambling.
And then let me ask this. It's a little related to the last.
That is a great way to look at money.
Yeah, but you know what I would? No, that's like a W point by Cliff. But you know what I would say to that though? That in the Bible it said it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven.
Than for a camel to go through the eye of a needle.
Yeah. So it's like then you can literally follow up that, which would be a crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A crazy question. But yeah, I do agree with Cliff that money is a good thing. You shouldn't just waste it. Like you shouldn't treat it as something that's not valuable.
Yeah. I think it would be awesome if money was actually directly correlated to just straight the amount of work you've put in. But you have to add a changer for skill. And just the way that life works, some of that skill is gonna have to be skill in evil. It's gonna get you more money. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why money as a concept is flawed, I guess. But it's better than nothing.
I mean, but you have to go back all the way to like the barter system where we would trade shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because money is just, it actually has zero value at all. We just think it has value. It's perceived value.
Right.
So we both see $10 as just $10. But that's why it's really important to invest into assets. That's kind of why I bought this MacBook. Because I had $2K in the account. And I was like, okay, cool. I can just sit on this $2K and spend. I'm probably going to spend it. Or do I just buy a MacBook? And then the asset is actually worth something compared to that $2,000. It's not. So that's why buying assets are important, because you can actually see the value from that. Tomorrow, $1 might be worth 10 cents.
And that is exactly why you should put solar panels on your roof.
Oh.
Because
shit.
when you pay the electric company, you actually just throw money in the garbage, bro, right? You're never getting that back. Sure, you get the light. The light's still going to fade. You never get that money back, right? If you invest your money into a solar system, now you own those solar panels. You're owning your own electrical production, literally owning a power grid on your house.
An asset. And so you're retaining some of that money and you're paying less. Meanwhile, Consumers Energy owns the assets and then you're paying them to use their assets.
And you pay them more every year.
Oh my gosh. And they're the only people you can buy from, by the way. Yeah, get off Consumers Energy.
Last one. Does God decide who wins and loses in the casino? Because
Rio
I
said that in one of the
personally,
songs.
not in the
He's on
US
taxi
because
for the
I'm
power.
17,
Consumers
but in
Energy.
some other places I like playing blackjack.
Oh, wait.
If I'm losing one night,
No. My boy from Italy. What was that? I know that song. What was that song? I'm taxing for the power. Consumers Energy.
Yeah, I took a screenshot, bro. Put in the 212 chat. First time I heard it.
Bro?
Yeah.
Let's see the Pronto chat real quick.
I don't think anyone responded to us, bro. They're all sleeping.
Nah, nobody responded to it. Oh, Ryan didn't see it.
We'll see it tomorrow. It's called Energy, and he spelled it wrong.
Alright, let's like try to get this post up.
in the casino, because I personally, not in the US because I'm 17, but in some other places I like playing blackjack. If I'm losing one night or I'm winning, is that decided by God or it's just random factors?
Random factors.
So he's not like deciding like each game individually.
Right.
Okay.
God did not decide what hairstyle you're going to have the barber cut, and he didn't decide what hairstyle I was going to ask the barber to cut my hair.
We do like your hair, though.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it's nice hair.
Very cool.
But, I mean, God could also play
sincere.
off of pure motives or malevolent motives. So I think if you're doing blackjack and you have pure motives to give money away by winning, God could have some type of hand in
He
that.
could try to make me win in that sense.
Yes, but if you're sinning, and unfortunately, a lot of blackjack and the motives behind it is oftentimes sinning and malevolent, then I think God could even have a level of punishment within it.
And make me lose.
Wait, so all you gotta do is go to the casino with the intention, I need this money for my family, for such a good cause.
I will give 90% of all my winnings. To charitable causes, to the church.
Or your family.
Or I'll just give it to my dad, because he does need it.
Yeah. And then you might. And then God will have a hand in that one. But if you go in trying to win some money for yourself.
Okay, but what percentage more likely does God make it that I'll win? Because theoretically, the house could still probably have an edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the house always has like over a 50% edge, right? So if God gives me like a 2% buff, it's like he's 2%, makes it 2% more likely for me to win if it's for a charitable cause.
Yeah.
I'm still going to lose every time because the house still has a bigger edge. So it'd be interesting to calculate the amount of effect God is willing to place.
And then also, if God's like willing to get you right in your, like, if he's willing to just come in, help you in your hand, even a little bit, according to like God being omnipotent and everything, you should literally have 100% win rate if he's actually involved in that.
Yeah, if he wants you to win, and whatever, he can do anything he wants, right? He can make anything true. He can make you win all of them.
Yeah, you would have 100% win rate if what they just said is true.
So yeah, is it just impossible for a human to truly do it out of selfless behavior? Or is it impossible that God would choose to do 100%? Or will he do 100% and we just have to go gamble? I think no matter what the case is, we should go gamble.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what we learned from that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cliff.
Make you lose? That would be a lot of determinism and predestination. I don't know about make you lose.
Do you think that could be a good case for a lawsuit against the casino or no?
Now we're getting very practical in the minutia.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Like if I could prove that to them, could I prove that they shouldn't be allowed to play the gambling because it's off base, it's unfair, it's not up to them or me, or up to random chance either?
If you prove that God is on your side and not on somebody else's
Or
side?
no, I prove he's on their side.
He's on their side?
But that would be because I'm suing the MGM Grand or something like that.
Well, I don't think you could ever prove God, just like the Russian astronauts couldn't prove God when they went to outer space and said he wasn't there.
What if I find like a funny judge and I get like a Jewish lawyer?
Oh, then maybe.
Then I might have it?
Yeah. You might have something there.
And if you were to hire a lawyer for any lawsuits, would he be Jewish?
No,
No?
no.
He would not be?
I don't care whether it's Jewish or Gentile.
Oh, he would be, that would be completely separate too.
Irrelevant.
Okay, because there's a lot, I'm sure that where you guys live so close to New York, there's a lot of the Jewish.
Yes, a lot of Jews.
But what frustrates me is how much anti-Semitism there is in the name of Christianity.
Yeah.
Remember, I worship a Jew. So anti-Semitism is a basic contradiction of who I worship, which is Jesus of Nazareth, a Jewish man.
And the reason why Jews are so wealthy in New York City, and there's so many of them, is because they understand the wisdom in life insurance.
I agree. I think that the issue on why maybe there's anti-Semitism, because I'm Jewish, but I think the issue is that some
Wait.
Jewish people believe they're better than others because they're Jewish. Not most of them.
Did Buddy just say there's a lot of Jews in New York and they're all rich because they understand the wisdom of life insurance? Is that what he just said?
Yeah. And he also said he worshipped a Jew, which...
I don't know, bro. Cliff's son, he might subconsciously have a thing against the Jews.
I don't know. This is very interesting. There's a lot of different ways you can go around
I think that maybe it's like 5-10%, but they're really outspoken. It's the silent majority is the ones who don't believe that, like me, and the ones that are really loud, you know, are kind of the ones who portray. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Most of the Hasidic Jews, for example, that we meet are some of the nicest
Those are the
people
guys
we
with the
imagine.
curly hairs?
The curls, yeah, exactly. Good amount of them around here.
They own like the entertainment.
Yes, they've got some power.
Bro.
If you had to get rid of any race, which would you pick?
None.
You wouldn't pick anyone?
No way. All human beings are equally valuable because they're all created in the image of God. But if you move God out of the picture,
No way. He says, if you get rid of black people, you get rid of this percent of crime. Imagine he goes there.
That would be a great question, dude.
then you can pick one and say this race is inferior because it's all
So if you're not religious, it's okay to be racist, you're saying?
No,
Because there's nothing stopping you.
it's not okay, But if you're going to be intellectually consistent, you're going to have to acknowledge racism is not wrong, murder's not wrong. It just is. And whatever is.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's okay ethically. I'm saying that to that person, there's nothing stopping them from doing it.
Well, hopefully their conscience is working. Every atheist has a conscience. Every agnostic has a conscience. So hopefully their consciences are working and they understand from their conscience and their rational mind that racism and murder are wrong.
And Alan Dershowitz, O.J. Simpson's lawyer, he's not a Christian. He might be a Jew, actually. He's
The last name sounds
yeah.
This guy
yeah,
hates
so he
Jews.
himself, as a Jew, said it was the Christian worldview only that actually, if you're consistent within it, restrains you from doing immoral acts.
What's on his shirt?
Because everything else,
Oh,
you
wow,
take it from an
that makes me
atheistic perspective, for example. How do you prove human rights? Why should you live for human rights? There's no big reason.
Yeah.
You can't prove it scientifically. So if there is no God, yes, you could say, I'm a nice person, so I'm going to sacrifice for the poor over in Africa. But there's no proof to why you should do that, for example. But for a Christian, there is moral obligation from a transcendent source. So you should do this. You ought not to do this. And for a Jew, they would agree. So Muslims, Jews, and Christians all agree on moral obligation
Right.
because they get their morality from a transcendent source. Atheists, agnostics, Hindus all would say no if they're consistent.
And what do you think about his client, OJ?
What do you mean, OJ?
He walked right into
Probably
that
more
one,
your
bro.
time than ours.
Yeah.
Even though he's much
What'd you learn
older
from
than
OJ?
me.
You're absolutely right. I am a little bit older than you. You're a young buck.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know too much about him.
I don't know.
That's too, Malachi. How did you go there?
Oh, you went there too.
No, I did it. I did it until you looked at me like that.
The reason I went there is because there is so many like fucking famous old white people. They go there, bro.
Nah, let's not talk about that.
Hindus all would say.
Let's not go there.
And what do you think about his client, OJ?
What do you think about OJ?
OJ?
He's probably more your time than ours.
Yeah.
Even though he's much
What'd you
older
learn from
than
OJ?
me.
You're absolutely right. I am.
This dude has been sitting here this entire time. Just not saying a word.
Just giving him thumbs ups, bro, and thumbs downs.
This is his co-host.
He's just there for the environment, bro.
I'm a little bit older than you. You're a young buck. I like that.
I don't know too much about him. You think he was a good,
I don't know
good
enough
fella?
about. And one of the things that Jesus says is, "Judge not, lest you be judged." So I'm sorry, I can't make a statement about OJ because I just don't know the man.
If you met him, if he was still alive, and I recently learned a couple months ago that he no longer was, but if you were to somehow have met him, would you have shook his hand or would you have not done it?
Well, I try to shake everybody's hand. I used to work in a prison and would shake murderers'
Oh,
hands
really?
and racist hands. And no, as followers of Christ, we respect all people and we're called to love our enemies.
So you would shake
W.
hands with anybody no matter how they looked, where they're from, what color, you know what I mean?
so.
Okay.
You'd shake OJ's hand if he had the glove on, even?
Yep. Even if you have
That was jokes.
So even if it was like still had blood on it before he put it in the washing machine?
I'd probably ask him.
It's got dark.
I'd ask him.
This guy's dope.
OJ.
But he's smiling though.
What
He's
if he
hyped to
told
talk
you he
about the
said, "Actually, my
OJ
wife"?
case.
Dude.
Well, I would say, OJ, I think it's time for you and me to have a deep conversation, and
Would you report him to the police?
maybe we should go talk to the police.
What would you do? I'm trying to think how that would go. What if he threatened you?
Well, so what if he threatens me?
He says if you tell the police you're next, what would you do?
I hope that I would have the courage of my convictions and would turn a criminal into the police.
Okay. I have a question about what you said earlier about the atheists and the morals. A lot of people say that when atheists are faced with like life or death situations, they actually usually do pray to God, maybe not a specific ones. Do you think that it would be okay to maybe force atheists into that position to see what happens? We can test it out. Just round up all the atheists and see what they say then.
No, because God gives them a free will to choose whether to pray to him or not during those specific situations as well. I hear it's almost 35% of atheists pray when they are in a foxhole. I don't know if that number is correct, but like you said, it is a very high percentage.
Yeah.
And so yet again, that shows we long for some type of transcendent source, especially when we are suffering. So C.S. Lewis talked about how God whispers to us in our pleasures, but ultimately it's through our pain that God uses that pain as a megaphone to rouse a deaf world to him. And so for the atheist who's suffering, no, God should not come in and force him to talk to him. I mean, if you had a girlfriend...
So, I agree with what he's saying. Even in my own times where I'm in like the lowest, I do try to talk to God, and it would make sense to like reach out for a God. And I also do believe in a being, that is the creator, that is in a higher consciousness than us, in a sense. However, my point is that I think God put evil in the world on purpose for the experience. And then he's kind of proving it by saying God is louder in the pain. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you do think, like, you should do more kinky shit, bro? For the pain. This will bring you closer to God.
Wait. I mean, no, what I'm saying is...
Well, theoretically, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, sex is sacred, right? And it's for between a man and a woman, right?
Yeah.
And if you enjoy that more, and you feel the pain and you become closer to God, all through the same experience, that would obviously be a very positive experience.
Where's the pain in having sex?
Like kinky sex, bro.
Wait,
like kinky sex, bro. I'm just saying, do you think kinky sex brings you closer to God because of the pain, bro? Because you said pain brings you closer to God.
No, I mean, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I mean, which makes sense. Like, I can kind of agree.
We say God put pain in the world to make it more interesting, right?
Yeah.
So you could put pain in sex to make it more interesting. And sex is something that was created by God.
But yeah, and the reason you're calling on to God is because you want to get out of that pain.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, but that's kind of, doesn't make sense in the kinky way, because then you would, because you like the kinky shit. That's why you're doing it.
So it's not really pain.
Exactly, yeah. Pain was like...
something you can't control.
Yeah, like when you're down bad, like terrible. That's when, like, or when you're about to die, you have a gun to your head. That's when you call it to God. Which is also, you can also call it conditioning too. Because we're taught that you go with God after you die.
So
like, we never taught, we weren't taught anything else. There's no other theory to where else you go. So, if you've been taught that all your life, where else are you gonna call to right before you die as well?
Like, man, better hope I don't burn real quick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, very interesting stuff.
Who says, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Right.
I don't love you anymore. Would it be fair and loving and just of you to say, well, I want to force you to still talk to me, though, especially if you're depressed?
No, I disagree, but I was thinking the question more so because they're evil.
Oh, because they're evil? Should God force them?
No, not God. Maybe just like the government or something. What if the free people voted that they should no longer be free, the atheists?
Oh, but determined and take away their free will?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think we should ever do that. That's treating that atheist now as a robot. A moist robot with just skin on him. And so that would be totally antithetical to what the gospel talks. Yep, dehumanizing, exactly. But where do you get this dehumanizing from if there is no God? Why is that dehumanizing?
I don't think they will have an answer for that. Well, I think they would just say because they don't like how it feels.
Yep, exactly. Feels. And what if your feeling is I do want to do it one day and not the next? Again, then I can't judge that. It's just your personal feelings. So your truth is your truth.
You respect them saying that. You just don't agree with them.
Totally.
Okay. Do you think that Buddhists and other funny people like that should be forced to fly spirit?
I don't think we should force anybody to do anything.
Okay.
To respect someone means...
Should we encourage them to fly spirit?
Crazy.
If you like spirit, go right ahead and encourage them.
Oh, no. Well, I don't really care that much.
You got a lot of faith to fly spirit. I'm going to tell you that right
now. I'll fly it because...
Spirit actually has, like, no plane crashes. I think. They have, like, 0 plane crashes. They're just really uncomfortable.
Yeah. He took it a little too far.
You know, I like saving money and stuff, but... I mean... Should we encourage it to them, like in the spirit commercials? I don't know what type of commercials they make. Should they maybe encourage them by saying, like, for, you know, Buddhists, we'll put them in the front of the plane this time or something, you know what I mean? Give them a special offer?
Well, I think it's an interesting question, but respecting a person's free will, I think, is fundamental. It's fundamental to faith in Christ, it's fundamental to Judaism, and it's fundamental to American democracy. We were created with a free will. Now, the interesting question is, what does that mean? And unfortunately, in our culture today, it means choice is God, and whatever you choose is good. No, choice is not God. I make a lot of wrong choices, I make a lot of right choices. But the question is, do I have the discernment to distinguish between good choices and bad choices.
Do you think we should steal from the rich? No, I read that wrong. Do you think we should steal from the poor and give to the rich?
Absolutely no way.
No, why not? Like a complete opposite of Robin Hood.
Right. To steal from someone is to disrespect their dignity. Your property belongs to you. And for me to steal from you is to denigrate you and to say, you're cheap. And
But some people would say, I'm not saying this, maybe I am saying it. But some people would say that in New York, for example, like some of the homeless people, I mean, they might not even notice if we took like 3 of the quarters. And then we could give that to a rich guy.
I think that's tragic. It's disrespectful of a
You don't
human
think we
being.
should do that?
Nope.
What, so the rich guy would invest it better? What's the point of giving it to the rich guy?
Oh, I don't know. I was just asking a hypothetical.
This guy.
Yeah.
Just a thought-provoking question.
Right. Well, Jesus didn't even look. There was this little guy called Zacchaeus in Luke chapter 19 who had all the money
Was
in the
he
world.
little?
He was little. The Gospels say he was actually little.
He was a midget?
He was a dwarf, kind of. No, we don't really know. I have no idea the exact footage on him.
Did he
But
have
it's
like a little
interesting.
hammer?
He may have had a.
I forgot there's actually midgets in Bible times.
Yeah.
And they completely own people like with Down syndrome and shit too.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't know what's going on. They probably.
But
was
you
in
never
trouble or
heard
something.
you never heard about that. They probably got murked.
Yeah.
You're getting possessed by a demon.
Swear.
Whoa, you never heard? That's actually crazy.
A little hammer.
It's the first time I realized
You're
that.
good at questions. You're a good inquisitor over here, Matan. I'm impressed. Anyway, but
Appreciate it.
this no, I have no idea the exact footage on him.
Did he
But
have
it's
like a little
interesting.
hammer?
He may have had a little hammer. You're good at questions. You're a good inquisitor over here, Matan. I'm impressed. Anyway, but
Appreciate it.
this Zacchaeus, though, kind of fits into your question because he's not poor. He's the opposite. He's wealthy, and so you would think Jesus would directly say, like he did in another parable, for example, give your money away. But he doesn't say that to Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus actually encounters Jesus and then says, right here, right now, I give a large percentage of my money away. So Jesus is not coming in saying, poor should give, rich should give. Instead, he is connecting first with the heart and then wants to see what the response is like. So another example would be this woman who had literally 2 mite. And a mite back then was literally next to nothing. It was like a penny. And
Like a
she
little-
gave
like the
that.
bug.
Like a little penny, like
Oh, I
money
understand what
penny.
you're saying. Okay.
And she gave that away out of her poverty to God because she knew all that Jesus did
She gave
for
it
her.
to God?
Well, she gave it to the church, yes.
Oh, okay.
God.
I just wasn't understand.
And so the point of all that is, when it comes to money and giving away, whether you're poor or wealthy, is Jesus wants to meet you, change your heart, and not just say, hey, you're a good person, you're a good Jew, so you should give all your money. And so it's like
Okay.
this religious kind of, oh, I'm better than you kind of thing. No, Jesus comes and says, I want to change your heart. I sacrificed for you to the point of dying for you. Now let's see if you give back or not.
This is, I mean, when you mentioned that little midget dwarf guy, another question popped into my mind. Do you guys believe, I don't really know the description of it, I'm not too familiar with it, but you guys believe in the Nephilim, I believe is what they're called?
Nephilim?
What are the giants, I think? Mm-hmm. You believe in it?
I think it's, yes, very possible. The hard question is, how do you interpret that passage?
Oh, so you
What
think
is
it
it?
might not be literal?
Correct.
Do you know what it says in the passage?
Not exactly, no. It's
'Cause
written in Hebrew, obviously, so I
Okay.
have not studied the Hebrew precisely.
You don't speak Hebrew.
No, I had to learn it in seminary, but it was quite a challenge for me, that's for sure.
I don't speak it either, to be clear.
Well, there were many people who were living to hundreds and hundreds of years back then, too, around the Nephilim. Do you believe as a Jew, taking the Torah seriously, that was literal, or that they weren't living to be that old?
Well, it would be an interesting question to ask me because I'm not an atheist or agnostic. I'm like, but I'm also not extremely religious, so it's a tough question, the interpretation of it. I would say it's probably not literal. I think they would probably mean it in a more metaphorical sense. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, I wonder, did we even quantify numbers at that age? Like our year was worth their year. Like, what if they said 175 years, but 1 year was actually like 3 months?
I don't know. It could just mean the way they translated it too. Like he had been around for such a long time, and like it was like a turn of phrase, and someone mistranslated or calculated it to be 100 something.
Wasn't there a dude that was like 900 years old? Some shit? Was that Abraham?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I actually want to search it up.
I know there was a point where God was like, the max is 120 now.
Yeah.
It's
Oldest
just so random to think about.
person in the Bible. Yeah. Methuselah. Methuselah is considered the oldest person in the Bible. dying at the age of 969. He was a patriarch and is also a patriarch in the Bible and is also a figure in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And in the three main religions.
Not the Buddhist though.
According to the book of Genesis, son of Enoch, somewhere else. Yeah, he was alive till he was 969.
Damn. That's a dope ass age to die, bro.
Do you think his dick was still working by like year 800?
I don't know. I really don't.
And Buddy was think about this too. It said in the book of Genesis. So Buddy lived in the age of 969 off L eats.
Swear,
bro. L eats. No, like you know what I'm saying,
bro. Do you think he was just like just mad decrepit though? Like you think he aged the same way as us, but he just lasted so much longer. I'm saying he literally just became a raisin for real.
And then suddenly, 125 is a year to cap for you guys.
Yeah, it's random. It's weird to think about.
Yeah, what's the point of?
I think there's any evidence we came from.
No,
it's kind of sucky to live.
No way, 969. There's no way.
It gotta be miscalculated.
Yeah, it gotta be miscalculated. There's no way they concepted the same year as us. No way. 1 year you lived 900 of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
dinosaurs.
Because that's what some of those scientists are saying, and then some people say that it's just a theory and that we didn't really.
Oh, I think there were dinosaurs, but I don't think we came from dinosaurs.
You don't think you don't believe in evolution?
No, I believe in evolution as a process, but not as an origin.
So you don't believe that the original ancestor of the human and the monkey and the ape would have been the dinosaur?
I don't think there's much evidence to support that, no.
But you believe that the humans came from the monkey, same ancestor, or no?
I don't know. It's possible, but I think it's real clear when you talk to breeders that you can breed horses and breed horses and breed horses, but you can't breed horses to the point of getting a fox or a chicken.
Right.
Because there's a genetic barrier that you can't cross over. So you can refine horses, you've got thoroughbreds, you've got quarter horses, you've got different breeds of horses, but you can't breed horses to the point of getting a monkey.
I see what you're saying. It's similar to the dogs where you can, you know, they start off as wolves and you keep breeding them and eventually you end up with those the pugs. And
Exactly right.
You know, they just, I don't want to, they have like trouble breeding. They're really interesting dogs.
I agree, they do have trouble breathing. I'm real glad you and I don't have trouble breathing.
Do you think that God foresaw that they would, like the wolves would eventually become puggles and maybe there was like a really, they maybe are evil secretly, so he wanted to punish them as like a lesson?
Oh, that being a pug is punishment on the wolf?
Correct.
Yeah, that would be an interesting question. I think I'll ask God that one day when I see him in heaven, but right now I don't have the faintest idea.
If you met him one day, would he, God did have like trouble breathing. They're really interesting dogs.
I agree, they do have trouble breathing. I'm real glad you and I don't have trouble breathing.
Do you think that God foresaw that they would, like the wolves would eventually become puggles and maybe there was like a really, they maybe are evil secretly, so he wanted to punish them as like a lesson?
Oh, that being a pug is God's punishment on the wolf?
Correct.
Yeah, that would be an interesting question. I think I'll ask God that one day.
There was an interesting theory where people believed that you don't go to hell, you just turn into a pig.
That would be ass.
That would be dog shit. That would be terrible.
Unless you like exercise all day and like found a way to get real food.
No, like you became a pig.
That'd be cooked, bro.
No, like an actual pig, like the animal.
I know, like a pig. I feel like if it exercised and like ate meat all day, it would still look better than.
And then that's also why they say not to eat it.
Yeah.
And then that's also like they have like human eyes.
Swear.
Yeah, have you searched up a pig? Like they have like, let's look it up.
My dad kissed a pig one time, right?
Let's pull it up here. Pig. Let's see how this looks before. Okay. Eyes. Yeah, bro. like a human eye.
Damn.
But I mean, like that kind of looks like Trump right there.
That could be Trump.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro.
That looks like a homeowner. Like Dave from last time.
And then also, they can't look up to the skies. So they can't look up to God.
Fuck.
So, just hell is just being a pig. That's a theory.
Damn.
And that's also why you're not supposed to eat pig, because you're literally eating a demon that went to hell, or a human that went to hell. Interesting theory.
Dude. I don't know if I subscribe to that one.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to find out.
No, to be honest, I don't want to subscribe to that one.
I don't want it to be true.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I think after this we should watch How to Conquer Lust.
Bro, I gotta go home after this, bro.
No, I was talking shit.
See him in
I was
heaven,
not
but
gonna
right now, I
watch.
don't
If you met him one day, would you think that he would say yes or no to that? If you just had to make a guess.
I don't know.
Is it possible that instead of being sent to hell, God punishes extremely evil people by reincarnating them as midgets?
Well, we don't. The Bible does not teach reincarnation.
That's literally what we just said, but instead like it's pig.
Pigs, yeah.
No?
No.
I recently talked to a rabbi
Yeah.
Wait,
and
what does he say?
reincarnating them as midgets.
Well, we don't. The Bible does not teach reincarnation.
Oh no?
No.
I recently talked to a rabbi
Yeah.
and that he was saying, I don't know if maybe you guys have different views on it. I'm not sure what the exact differences are, but he says that in very specific scenarios there will be reincarnation, and that can eventually you can be reincarnated as an apple.
Well, if that's what the rabbi told you, the rabbi has departed from his Judaism, because Torah, Old Testament, does not teach reincarnation. But here's what the
okay.
Bible does teach. If I rip this guy's glasses off, steal his hat, and beat him up, and the police come in and say, Cliff, what have you done to this guy? I said, oh, I just used him. And the police say, okay, fine, let's go to Starbucks. He does not matter to the police. If he does matter to the police, and if I rip him up and steal from him,
Okay.
the police will arrest me, and I will have to enter to a judge and will probably be thrown into prison. But
Right.
if the police and the judge simply say, Cliff, it doesn't matter,
What if they throw him into prison instead?
then they're making a big, unjust, unfair move.
But what if you told them that maybe he started it? You could get him, you could trick him.
Well, then we would have to go probably to court and have a debate about who started it.
But the thing is, with Mike over there, he doesn't have any resources. Yet I don't pay him. He has no money or nothing.
Why don't you pay him?
He's not smart enough to ask for money.
He's not smart enough to ask for money? Well, I mean, do you only pay people who ask for money?
I think that
He's asking.
I
bro.
would give. Sometimes I give money to homeless people. He's asking for money. Don't give him anything.
Don't get me, all right.
He's like a beggar. I mean, some people I give money to homeless people sometimes, but
Good.
that's because I feel bad for them. Maybe I don't know their situation. Maybe they just got unlucky or something. And I don't know him personally, but I just feel from his eyes when he doesn't have the glasses on that I think he has an evil look.
Oh, really? Well, I've
keep
met
it
him.
on.
I haven't noticed
it
any
on.
evil look.
I don't want to take a
Wait,
look
so
at
you
his
give
eyes.
to poor people kind of just selfishly to make yourself feel good?
Not really. I guess it's probably a combination.
Well, from an evolutionary perspective, why would you give to poor people? The strong eat the weak.
I guess I feel bad for them.
So it's a selfish thing. Because I feel bad. See, for the
So you
Christian
wanna stop
worldview, there's a
feeling
reason
bad?
why you give to a blind beggar, for example, over here.
You would give money
So
to
it's
him?
still selfish.
You have anything for him?
I mean, I hope I would. Not right now. I got a pencil or two if you want that. But there's a reason why. There has to be a reason behind. Because you asked about evolution.
Yeah,
there has to be a
or
reason
something from
why
I've got a dollar
you
in your
actually would
pocket.
give to a blind beggar. Oh, here it comes. We convinced him. Look at
Michael,
this.
look at this.
Wow, buddy, this is the first
Take
time.
it.
This is a big
Take it.
moment.
No, he doesn't give
you.
much. He's a joke
Just
over
a flea
here.
plane ride on Spirit. That's it.
Yeah, we flew him in separately from us to get here.
They're just
We put him in the
laughing.
back of Spirit. That's what he did.
No, wait a minute. That was
What
really
Quick
unjust.
exit.
I really do appreciate you guys coming on. I don't know how much. I don't want to take too much of your time. And then, anyways, we have Long Neck. We have to go back to New York City right now to film in another studio. We're flying out Long Neck I think maybe one. Yeah, he has a long neck. That's correct. I don't know if I would recommend you speak to him. He's an interesting guy, so we need to film with him. He's an evil fella. So we're gonna see if we can deal with him. He can be dealt with.
Well, if you ask these kind of questions and make these kind of points, you're gonna win.
Thank you.
You're
I
gonna turn
appreciate
for the
it.
good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming on.
Matan.
I really
appreciate
appreciate
you.
it.
Good to meet
It was
you.
a great experience.
This is fun,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Keep it going. Even shake this guy's hand. Good job, buddy.
Nah, that was a W video, bro.
Dude.
It inspired a lot of conversation from us.
And I think, honestly, like, he didn't trap Cliff into saying anything Cliff didn't want to say, bro. I think Cliff is truly, like, a perfectly innocent man, bro.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
He would say, "No, I'm not. Of course I'm not."
That's what they would say.
He would say, "No, I messed up a lot of times, and that is why I am a follower of Christ, because Christ makes me whole, and He's giving me these answers." So, yeah, I like. There was a W. That was a W by Cliff. W by the comedian. It was just a W's all around, and it inspired a lot of W conversation.
I think that was a great thing to have put out into the universe.
Yeah, I think this should be uploaded tonight. Any cuts? Any edits or what? Or
You
just
could
straight
you
up?
could release you could cut it up and make it like digestible, but then also release like an editor's cut.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, full long term.
Yeah, maybe like different channels.
Nah, I think all same channel, low key.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have one. It's called Dylan Live. You want to check it out real quick?
Yeah, that's
Before even. I only started posting on it for like a week, and or 2 weeks, and I stopped. Because I was getting into solar. No, wrong one. This is my real account. This is my real YouTube, bro. My shit's cooked, guys. This week, you know what? I'm actually gonna lock in on a video. My last video uploaded was 3 months ago. Should I kill myself?
Nah, all the best YouTubers do it now.
No, all right. Yeah, I need to lock in. Drop some shit.
We gonna drop this shit right now, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am. Well, this is gonna be on my other channel though, not on Dylan Arazo, but on Dylan Arazo Live. I had a gun pulled out. I told the whole story time of what actually happened. Last time I went live, I did a 1v1 for a mystery shot. It was fun. 3 hours long. This one, bar night, IRL stream for 2 hours. And this was a month ago.
Damn.
Yeah, but I wasn't really consistent on this, so I didn't really get views or nothing. This right here got 243 though. The dark psychology of John.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was a month ago. So I'm gonna drop these 2 videos right now.
But
on this account. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Well, all right then. Everybody, Everybody, thank Malachi for coming. This is one of my best boys at my job. We've been having a fantastic time together, bro. It's been great. And so after knocking doors, we thought we'd come by, participate, go get a bill at the crib.
We did get one buzzer beater at 11:30.
Get a buzzer beater at 11:30. That's actually the only reason why we decided to come back to the spot.
It's all about the bills, bro.
Yeah, it's all about the bills.
It's a numbers game at the end of the day. You just got to put in the work. 6 months later, you'll be a different person.
Yeah, I think we end up on that note.
All right. Y'all stay smooth out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be smooth, man.